Welcome, 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 everybody. Come in the building. You know what time it is. We got to get some music going here while we let everybody feel in, feel in, feel in. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Let's see what we're putting on today while we wait. Get some folks in the room. There we go. Get some folks in the room. Get some folks in the room. Go, get some folks in the room. Get some folks in the room. Get some folks in the room. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm in the building. Hey, Atlanta Dream. Atlanta Dream versus Indiana Fever. Y'all know it. You know that first game that they played about a week ago, Fever took and twist the bottle cap on the Dream head, right? They twist the bottle cap on the Dream head. And so the Dream had to come back and get their get back. As you can see, that's just what they did. What's going on? Live, laugh, and love. I see you in the building. Gregory Stills, I see you in the building. Yeah, I'll get some more people in the building. I know it's Friday. Worked a little late, been on the road. Now I'm settled. And so I'm going a little hour later than I would like to. But hey, better late than never. What's going on, June Brown? How are you? Come on, people. Get in the building. Get in the building. Yeah. I know some folks probably watching some of the games that are being played. I think one is getting ready to start if it hadn't already started. Let's see. Let me see. WNBA. Who's up now? Make sure when you come in the building, you hit that like button. Hit the like button. Thank you. Live, laugh. I appreciate you. Tell them, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Come on, folks. Come on. Yeah, first game's going to start in about 20 minutes. You got Toronto Temple versus Connecticut. At the same time, you got Washington and New York playing. Washington and New York will be playing at the same time. Y'all. Same time. Filling up. Remember, I go 5 minutes. Give everybody time to get in here. Give them a little bit of time. Come on. I know it's Friday. Come in the building. Let me turn this on. That's what it is. I had to hit that turn on button. All right. Live, everybody should be starting to roll in now. Yes, indeed. Come on. Come in the building. Hit the like button. Hit the like button when you get here. Make it easy. All right, we just about there, y'all. Just about there. Come on in the building. What's going on now for the week? I see you. Dodrick, I see you. Dodrick Davis. Welcome to the building. Welcome in the building. Yes, sir. Yes. What's going on, MSL? What's happening? What's going on? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started here. And then after that, we're going to open up the panel. We'll have some folks come up. If you're sensible, we good. If not, do know you will be dropped down. I will not have anyone coming up here And so in discourse, you can agree to disagree. If not, I'm going to drop you down. Okay? So let's get started. Welcome back to CourtVision with SoPrettyToni. Woman's Hoop Fact Check. Y'all know we spit nothing but facts on here. As you can see, you see my screen. You see my screen cover. Fact check with Tony. That's what we're doing. Fact check. Last night, the Atlanta Dream marched into Indiana. They went into Indianapolis, y'all. They went into Indianapolis and they attempt to steal the show. Let's get this down. Let's get this music down a little bit so y'all can hear me nice and clear. Let's get that down. There we go. Turn it down to about right there. That way you can hear me nice and clear. I ain't got to raise my voice. I ain't got to do too much other than just sit here and we have a nice and easy Friday. Nice and easy Friday. But again, Atlanta Dream marched into Indianapolis and picked up one of their biggest wins of the season. I'm going to tell you, you know that, I know that this was one of the best games that the Dream played thus far this season. Knocking off Indiana Fever with a 108-101 game. And it was filled with power. Momentum swings. You know, it was shifting back and forward. And clutch fourth quarter basketball. And if you didn't think it was clutch, I don't know what you were watching. But that was clutch basketball at its finest. After losing to Indiana earlier this season, y'all know they had to get back. I know what it says. This is Atlanta Dream get revenge from defeating Fever 108-101. You get ready to get into this full recap here in just a second. I'm going to tell you, Indiana said, hey, I'm going to jump out on you early. And when I jump out on you to try to twist your head, I need you to match the intensity. And I'm going to tell you, Atlanta Dream answered back in a major way. The Dream played with toughness, poise, and balance on both ends of the floor. While Indiana fought real good in those final minutes, final seconds of that second half of that fourth quarter, which is the final minutes of the game. They fought really hard, got themselves where they took over the lead. But hey, none other than good old Angel Reese, the Barbie, the Shy Barbie, the ATL Barbie, the LSU Barbie, you know, Louisiana Cajun Raging. You know how it goes. BR Barbie, Baltimore Barbie, got back in the game and put in work to seal the deal. They have a lot of talent on that team, y'all. We sit here and we kind of talk about them a little bit, but they actually have a lot of talent on that team when they put their mind to it. As you can see, any and all players got plenty of time to be able to get it done. What's going on? Let me finish saying hi to everybody in the chat. Let me go ahead and get myself up here on the screen here. Let me get myself up here on the screen. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Let's see. We got Brian Lewis in the building. What's up, y'all? I think I already got you not for the week. We got Reddy Milky Way in the building. Who else we got? She Wins. Big Girl. Green Thumb. We got William Goins in here for sure. I already got you, MSL. And anybody else come in the building, make sure you come in the building. Say hi. Peace, blessings, love. Y'all know. Now, we starting off real good here. We got us a super chat already. Let me go ahead and give my thanks here. Hold on. We gonna pause for the cause. Look at that. We got a gift for CourtVision with SoPrettyToni, a membership. Thank you, William Goins. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. A membership. Look at that. He gifted a membership. Man, man, oh man. What a good Friday we got. What a good Friday we got. What's going on, Mr. Johnson? I see you in the building. Who else we got in here? By the time we really get into it, you're gonna have some folks in here that may not like some of what's going on. But hey, it's all good. It's Friday. We live to fight another day, right? That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But let's get into it. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about it. Get into pretty much the first half of the games. I'm gonna do it by halves versus by the quarters. Indiana came out and they were like Energizer bunnies. Y'all know how Kelsey Mitchell is when she takes off. You have Cece running away with it, dropping dimes. Um, Hellacious takes to the basket, which I said last night right after the game. I gave a little bit of a soliloquy and we talked about a little bit. And I said that I was glad to see that CC put up a really good showing by getting to the cup. And can't ask for anything better than that. Can't ask for anything better than that instead of deep ball all the time. So she showed some different parts of her game, which was uh, absolutely needed, right? Because we've seen her play thus far, and she's put up a lot of deep balls, a lot of shots, a lot of jumpers, 3-pointers, and it just did not fare well, especially with her field goal percentage. However, she took a different stance last night. She got the rest of her teammates involved. She was giving some really good passes in the paint. She was slashing to the basket. Some of it, of course, begged to differ on whether they were um, true true slices to the basket without fouls, offensive calls, or defensive calls. So I'm gonna say that on both ends because we all know that the Dream got called for some crazy fouls last night in this game, and we're just expecting the league to be better when it comes to refereeing. I think we've said that every single time we've come around, and it just seems to go on deaf ears all the time. But of course, we know that if nobody else is gonna be called for a foul, that good old Angel Reese gonna be called for a foul. Y'all know that. That girl had 4 fouls in the first quarter. Who does that? Boy, the refs was on her head like Mellow Jello. This is crazy. She couldn't be aggressive in the game, but Aaliyah Boston could. Let's just say that. There's some players that they're allowed to do certain things, and some players they just let them do whatever they want. Um, Bring that down a little bit more. Some players they just let them do what they want, and hey, it is what it is. But one thing I must say that the Dream played through it. They were poised. They paid no attention to the noise. They paid no attention to the referees. They paid no attention to anything else on the floor but each other. The 5 that was on the floor is the 5 in which they paid attention to within their team, and I loved it. Right, it afforded the Dream to bring in Pow early, Barlays. You even had an early showing of Coney. Kone, she did a really good job when she came in. All the bench players did a really good job when they came in. As a matter of fact, let's get to the scoreboard here. Let me look at it and put it up here. Put it up here for a recap. Recap. All right. There we go. Oh, wind it up there. There you go. Let's slide this up. Make it a little bit bigger. All right. All right. There we go. So, looking at this, when we talk about the players that came off the bench and were very effective right away, Pow, I got to see Papa be her old self, right? She came in, she played some solid basketball. She got to the cup. She used Cece extremely well by attacking her, which something that we all know that we must do, right? Because she's not that great of a defender. So they utilized that to the best of their ability, and I like that they had the opportunity to make that work. That's a big, big thing. Um, then you had, like I said, Kone came in. She gave 5 minutes, but in them 5 minutes, she gave she let's see, she went to the free throw line 4 times. She got one free throw and she made I believe it was a layup. She got a one rebound and she did turn the ball over. But that's hey, when you're in a fast paced game like that, sometimes that happens, right? You get in the paint, you get the ball knocked out of your hands. We see this all the time when Reese is down there. They love popping her hands, her elbows, just tapping of the arm. If you tap the arm and you hit the arm, what typically will happen is um, she'll drop the ball or she'll fumble the ball or try to go up for a layup and just won't make it, right? So it always looked like to the unseen eye, those that don't really pay attention to the game, that when she's playing, what's going on, Dre Stewart? I see you in the building. That when she's going up for a layup, it just looks like she's just missing all over the place. The wide open ones, absolutely, right? I also think that when you're getting contact, that it's also easier to utilize what the defense give you as well. I'm gonna move myself over here. There we go. Move myself over there a little bit so that way y'all can see me because I was at the bottom and I needed to come up to the top. All right, there we go. So it doesn't look like little ant size for y'all. Um, so yeah, that's that way you can kind of see exactly what the dream looked like. In a nutshell, Angel ended up with a +8, +16 for Alicia Gray. Um, Everybody pretty much ended up on the plus side of things. So that was really good, really, really good. And I love what Angel did. Angel started the game off very aggressive, attacking. So we liked it. Thankful for this live. Happy Juneteenth. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Um, then we get into by the quarters. I want to talk by the quarters just by point differential, not the quarters themselves, right? But in the first quarter, it was 29-24 Fever. Second quarter was 34-20 Dream. Dream went on a run like nobody's business in in that second quarter. And that was a good thing because had they not done that, the game would have been uh, bucket for bucket, and we kind of didn't need that at all. Then we turn around, we get into the third quarter, and the third quarter was tied 29 all. And then we jump into none other than the last quarter where Indiana took that quarter by 2 points. It was 23-21. The small things, right? Because right when they got down to those last, I think they took Angel out for a quick breather. Angel came out and the Fever went on a nice low run. When they went on that nice run, it afforded them to tie the game. Angel got back in there. And then we kind of traded buckets. We scored, they scored. We scored, they scored. Foul, free throw line. Foul, free throw line. Then Ryan Howard capped off with a nice little floater after she hezzy CC'd quite a bit on the left side of the floor, but not before Angel got a nice bucket, nice layup. And then she capped it off with an and one right after Ryan's little floater to kind of seal the deal of the game. So that's kind of how that go. But back to by the half. How the Fever attacked and transition was something that, like I said, I like seeing. I like to see all teams, especially guards, really attack when and basically take what the defense is giving you. And that's what was the beauty of the Dream in this game. They didn't try to do too much. They didn't try to overcompensate. They didn't try to They didn't come out there or set a goal to come out and just, oh, we're just gonna run them over. They just took what the defense gave them. They settled in. They played with confidence. They played with poise. And when you do that, it gives you a good sound basketball rotation, ball movement, slashes to the basket. And then we talked about, I've talked about before, them spreading the floor, making sure that their spacing is nice, right? And so they absolutely did that in this game. When you're spacing the floor, it's it's no end to what can be done in that open space. Layups, jumpers, floaters, uh, dropping dimes to your bigs or pulling it back out, hitting your three. The person on the 3 point line, player on the 3 point line, whether it's elbow, uh, corners, or at the top of the key. So you have all of those different avenues when the floor is spread. It you get to see so much. So this is exciting. It's exciting to see, guys. I hope that this continues on to the next game, right? Because we played a Fever again on Saturday. I think it's crazy to play them back to back, but however, we will play them Saturday uh, in Atlanta. So let's see if we can cap off another one. It would be nice to cap off another one and go up 2-1 on them because I think we played them 4 times. If I'm not mistaken, chat, let me know. Do we play them 4 times or 5 times? I think it's four. Huh, interesting. But the quality looks for the offense, for the offensive scheme for the Dream was really easy going. I think Boston did the little things, right? She took what Atlanta Dreams defense gave her, which was Nas. Nas did the best that she could with trying to hold AB. But AB cooked her a little bit, and that's okay, right? Because she met that challenge. She put up 17 points herself. 17 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, a steal, a block. So she had a full stat line. She had a full stat line. She wasn't that far behind Boston, and Boston getting the 8 rebounds. Boston was 23 and 8. She had 4 turnovers, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. Yes, her 3 blocks was on Angel, and we talked about that. Angel is very relentless, and Angel is going to try to figure out a way to bump you and get the layup and have you foul her where she get an and one or it's just a foul. In those 3 instances, she did not. She could have pulled those out, but again, I'm not on the court with her and the vision in which they were trying to do because it looked like the Dream was being very intentional with having Angel touch the ball a lot. And so she absolutely did. But the way they executed, which was just pretty much getting the ball and go, spreading the floor. And it's kind of like you take it. No, you take it. Okay, I'll take it. Okay, now you take it. Now, okay, your turn. Because it just didn't look that well from everybody's shooting perspective, right? Everybody got involved. Everybody scored. But the shooting perspective didn't really take a nice little toll till we got into the second half of the game, which was good to see. Very exciting to see. But back to Boston. Boston kind of cooked Nas a little bit. But again, like I said, Nas came back. Nas did a great job offensively. If you can get cooked like that and still have a really good game like Nas did, trying to slow down the tempo as much as she could. There wasn't much she can do because, I mean, for one, Boston has size and weight on her. But she did the best she could do, and I'm proud of her for that. But man, you had to put Ryan on AB a couple times, and she ended up doing extremely well. She only had 1 foul in the game. Another one, AB charged, and the last one after that, you had AB bumper and foul. So pretty Tony, we only play them 2 more times. 4 games. Yeah, so okay, 4 games. So we'll play. So Saturday will be game 3, and then we'll see them again probably in another week. I need to look and see it. It's going to be that close because then I don't know why they have everybody in certain areas play each other like this. and then you switch on. Why you can't just play everybody in a full circle and then come back and play them in a full circle again? Y'all remember playing ball like that? I don't understand this type of ball. August 16th. Thank you, not for the week. So they'll play them again August 16th. That'll be the last time they play them before getting to the playoffs. But again, with AB being able to do what she was doing and just score super easy, and also CC being able to get to the cup like she did, Atlanta never panicked. They just stayed in it. They settled. They was like, okay, yeah, this is what we're looking at. Okay, yeah, we've seen this before. And once the Dream settled into the game and started and got going, I mean, the defense of the Dream was very efficient. It was very efficient. Love the strong defense they had, but efficient on scoring on multiple plays. Plus, we know the different players that have scored, and then the ball movement was very much improved in this game. If you don't agree, let me know. But I'm going to tell you, the ball movement was definitely a big improvement. I love watching how they move the ball, the rotation. Turnovers were very limited by the Dream because usually we can get into a really heavy bad habit of turning those things over. Like Angel had 4 herself. Angel had 4. AB had 4. Caitlin had 3. Mitchell had 2. I'm just getting your big stars right now, right? As they were called, big stars. Nas had 2. Kone had 1. Gray had 2. And Canada had 1, along with Papa with 1. So they had 12. But then when we get down here, look, the transition on the 7 off of the 17 turnovers by the Fever was very well shown in this game by the Dream. But just being able to limit theirs like they did, I like it. I think if we'll get Angel to not be a turnover machine, it'll be less than that. If we can get her down to maybe 2, because they're gonna knock the ball out of her hands, y'all. One thing I'm gonna tell you, that's let's see, Brian Lewis said Tony Caitlin had 5 turnovers. Oh, did they miss one or did I miss one? Oh, 5. I'm sorry. She had, yeah, I thought I said 5. Yeah, she had 5 turnovers. She had 5. Um, what's going on, big dog? I see you in the building. I see you in the building. Yeah, but just back to the poise that Atlanta Dream had, and just attacking the paint consistently, which was better than them staying on the perimeter and shooting threes. We have a tendency to play watch. Who's going to put the ball up? Whose turn is next? Who's going to come off the screen? Um, who's going to really set a solid screen? That's another one. But what they did was, like I said, was they spread the floor and they attacked, which was very good. By halftime, Atlanta had flipped the momentum and carried the lead into the locker room, which was phenomenal. I'm laughing because I'm picturing just how CC started having her fits. She started having her fits in that quarter, y'all, because that's when we busted them. Atlanta busted them 34-20. So CC had her fits in that quarter, cussing out the refs and allegedly. I mean, but we can't read lips, and that's what I heard. And she said it several times. We know what these players are saying. You can see it absolutely. But flipping the momentum to carry it into the locker room was very, very good. I like that they balanced the offense and the physicality of the game, plus physical rebounding was definitely had by all the players on the Dream. Now that was the first half. That was the first half. Then we get into the second half. And the third quarter turned into an offensive showcase, pretty much for both teams. Indiana made several runs behind Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, but every time the Fever threatened Atlanta, Atlanta answered. They answered with their own. Nas Hillman knocked down a huge shot. I believe it was a three ball. Then Ryan Howard continued making winning plays. She got made sure all her teammates was involved. The passing that she did, man, to Angel was great. Nas gave a couple of good passes to Angel in rhythm, in motion. That's the best way to give her the ball. As soon as she gets ready to roll, they should be looking up, ready to give her that ball, and don't hesitate. I think everyone was talking about that. The chat, we all, including the panel, we talked about that the last game that they played. That just not hitting Angel immediately when she comes off the screen, because immediately when she comes off, she's open, right? But that's where Angel has to also recognize that if the floor isn't spread and she does come off that screen like that, that she got to know players are going to collapse. That's why it's keeping the play action wide avoids that, and so then she have a lot of room to play with. Then Alicia Gray came up with timely baskets and steals all at the same time. I enjoyed that. Auntie Fee, welcome, welcome, welcome. Found out Jordan was sick, but she still came out and played well. Thanks for letting us know. You would have been able to tell, but I'm glad she put belt to you know what. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Um, Meanwhile, Angel Reese controlled the glass and continued to push Indiana inside. The Dreams defense forced key turnovers, and I just talked about that, that led directly to transition points, helping Atlanta maintain the control of this game throughout that second half. However, we get down to yet the, like I said, the fourth quarter. I think Bro Claw was like, "Oh, Angel, give Angel a 2 minute break." And I'm gonna come down. Let's go to Fever before I get back into that. Right, that she should have go ahead and give her a break now, early in the fourth, and then you could bring her back in with like maybe 5 minutes. But the play was going so long, and I know that Indy, and it's a great strategy, right? You continue to do it where they said, nope, we're gonna keep the play alive. If you keep the plays alive and you don't get a dead ball, then Angel doesn't get to come back in the game. Thus for as to why Angel sat on top of the scores table for quite some time, because she couldn't get back in the game because there was no dead ball unless somebody commits a foul. Right? Play of game, nobody hitting at that point. So again, time went by. And Angel didn't get in the game. But by the time she got back in the game, of course, Indiana, I just talked about it, went on a run, but they were able to bounce back. And of course, get the win. And Angel once again proved why she has become one of the league's most impactful. I'm going to say it again. One of the league's most impactful players. Finishing with 21 points, 11 rebounds. Another double-double. Several clutch buckets that she had in this game. And keeping it close minutes, man. And it's just the ability not to foul, right? I didn't want her to get that rest in the fourth. I wanted her to play the whole fourth. But nevertheless, she didn't. The team hung on. She came in. She carried her team the rest of the way, while they took care of business and carried her in that second quarter, because she just couldn't play. She had to come out and she couldn't play. So they carried her, and then she took them home. Say, you take care of me and I got you. And that's exactly what took place at that time. Rebounding, physicality exchanged. It changed a big piece of the game down the stretch, because no one could hold Angel. It just couldn't hold her. So I like that. Now, guys, with my spiel and all that being said, I'm going to open up the panel, and I'm going to let you get some of you guys come up here. Whoever want to come up, come on up. Remember, keep it cute, keep it nice, and then it'll be copacetic. Keisha Posey, thanks for coming in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't think I've seen you before. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the like button. It's 65 plus in the building. Please make sure you hit the like button. Do not leave here without hitting the like button. It says, "Hey, Tony," and Angel was just sitting on the table while the players doing work. Yeah, there she was just there swinging her feet, showing off her new poison ivy shoes. Now, y'all, I did not get the red ones, and I don't know how far I'm gonna go with these shoes because I'm probably not gonna wear them that much. But I'm getting them to support Angel. I think I have 4 pair, but I do want the poison ivies. I do need her to bring the Tiagos back out in my size so I can get a pair of the Tiagos. I think the shoes are gonna come out and so many come out and then that's it. Because I have not been able to get the Tiagos since I missed them early on when they came out. I hate when I miss my favorite shoe. But I am my birthday, of course, is in May. Y'all know that. May 3rd. I'm a Taurus. My favorite color is green. And so I don't care if they're lime green, emerald green, dark green, poo-poo green, that old matte, nasty looking green. I like green. I do. I like green. Green is one of my favorite colors. But I also like bright, bright colors. Big girl say, Tony, that's 4 pair more than what you said. I know, big girl. Don't remind me. You wanted to buy. How did I get them? I just go Dick's. I don't even waste my time trying to go to the Reebok uh website because one time I went to the website, I put my shoes in the box. I walked away for like 2 minutes. I came back, the shoe, my size was gone. So I just go to dicksports.com and I get them right away. Because remember, she put so many of her shoes in Dick's. So that way they're there. Like the last ones well, I don't want to say the last ones because she's had 3 more since the last pair. Poison Ivy is going to be the 3rd pair that she's had since the last ones I got. With the multicolor in it that she had doing Unrival. I got those. Those were the last ones. I cannot keep going this route with you, Angel. Angel Reese, Miss Barbie, Miss AKA Reese's Pieces. I can't keep up with you, girl. I can't keep up with you. Okay, but I'm gonna continue to support you the best way I can. I'll put those shoes on the shelf somewhere, and eventually I maybe get you to sign a couple pair, put them in a frame, and just let them stay like that. It says I go to Dick's Tony for AR1s. Yes, live laugh. I do too. I just go to Dick's. I go Dick's online or I have them shipped to the store. Most of the time I just have them shipped to my house. And they get to me like very, very fast. It doesn't take that long. 2-3 days I have them. So yeah. Yeah. But I gotta get these when these come out. They're not out. She's just showing them right now. So when they do hit, do know I will be getting a pair of those. And I just might wear it whenever I can find me in Atlanta. AR5 jersey. Okay. I don't care what color one of her me bounds I have on my feet because I'm just gonna be Angel Reese down. I don't care which one. Hey, whoever go to the next game, I'm telling you, guys, tell me if she got jerseys in there. Y'all can text it and put in my DM if she got a jersey. I need a jersey. I need it fast. I need one. It's a must have, y'all. I can't find it anywhere. The only one I can find is the red one. I guess I just need to go in and just get the red one so I would at least have one. But I really want, what's that? The black one? Or is it black or dark navy? It looks black to me with the ATL lowercase letters on it. That's the one I really want. That's a beautiful one. Poor Angel Reese stuff just sells so fast. We ain't got no time to get nothing, y'all. All right, let me drop the link. Drop the link. And pull The scores on down. Get myself back up here. I'm dropping the link. I'm dropping the link. Be nice. Be nice. Be kind. All right. There's the link. I don't know what Fridays is. Friday is your time. Did you like the jersey? Her boy. Oh, you know I love that jersey her boyfriend had on. Girl, shoe. Now, if that one just happens to drop, I would definitely get that too. Because that one will go with the majority of the shoes. I love it. What's going on? I welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? How are you doing? Miguel, I see you in the building, Miguel. I see you in the building. All right, there's the link. There's go Big Dog. Big Dog is putting them on the panel. There is what's going on, Big Dog.
Good afternoon to you, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let's get the sound off. There go my boy
Good
Marcel. He's
afternoon to
he's
you,
up
ma'am.
here. There we go. There we go. Well, welcome guys. How y'all doing today?
Couldn't be better. I'm just happy I'm off.
Hey, hey, Saturday and Sunday's working well for me right now. I don't need no weekdays off. This works good. So
Yeah.
so tell me your thoughts, BD, about the game. I mean, before you get started, I just want to say I thought, and I'll say it again. I said it earlier. I thought that this was the best game that the Atlanta Dream has played. I think the play calling was just a little crazy in the beginning by the refs for as the fouls, but Angel kept. She stayed pretty poised and finished strong.
Okay. My take on the game is fairly simple. As in them playing their best basketball, yes, this was a extremely good team effort.
Team effort,
Keyword
keyword,
team.
keyword, yeah, keyword, team.
Because you
Absolutely.
had five starters in double digits. That means they were playing as a team. But
Yep.
the most important thing that they did, they read the scouting report.
Yeah.
They know the Fever don't play defense really. None of them were good defenders other than Raven, and Raven didn't really play that much. And more importantly, they were going to the basket,
Uh-huh.
which they haven't done really all year. They've been settling for threes all year, but this was the
Yeah.
first game I actually watched them play where everybody was going to the basket. And that made a huge difference. Because
Yeah.
they couldn't stop them. They killed them in the paint, killed them just by just driving to the basket. Even when the layups weren't falling at first, they still kept coming to the basket, and I loved it. They attack CC on the defensive end. They attack Kelsey Mitchell on the defensive end, and
Yeah.
pretty much. And when they attacked Kelsey Mitchell on the defensive end, it hampered her offense.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you remember in the first half, she only scored nine
She
points.
was she was nowhere to be found in the first half.
She
You
was nowhere to
absolutely
be
right.
found
Yeah. Yeah.
because she had to play defense.
Yeah.
So when you have to play defense, it take away from your offense.
Uh-huh.
So that was the one good thing that the Dream did yesterday. They didn't settle for the 3-point shot and they were going to the basket.
Um, yeah.
Everybody, the whole team was going to the basket.
I
And the
loved it.
Fever ain't have nothing for that because they're small.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, you could get away with that on the Fever. You're not fit to do that to the Aces and the Liberty and the
Mhm.
Lynx, though. So you're gonna have to come up with another plan. You understand what I'm saying? When you start
Yeah.
dealing with different teams that aren't as small like the Fever are, you get away with it with the Fever because they're a small team. But
Right.
when you start playing bigger teams with more height, you're gonna have to change that up a little. You're gonna have
And
to give old Cop more minutes.
they're definitely bigger than the Dream right now. Although they're not the biggest team, they're still a big team. The biggest team is the Liberty. That's the
Right.
biggest team. But for a size of the Dream versus the Fever is much bigger. And that's because we ain't got Bree, right? Bree is still out. When Bree comes, I think it kind of levels the playing field. Or if, Okai can get back in there and get her some more minutes, burn
Yeah.
more minutes than the couple that she's getting, then they kind of match up a little bit with the, back in the front court. So the front court, it seems to be a force to be reckoned with, but Angel is covering the entire ground pretty good from what
And
I
another thing that I found interesting too is that they were beating the Fever at their own game.
yeah,
They were outrunning the Fever,
yeah.
which was real interesting to me
The
because the
dream is
Dream
fast.
aren't this running team like that. They're not a
Oh, they like to
transition
be
team
poised.
like that.
Yeah, they like to be
But
poised.
they were beating the Fever at their own game, and I found that really interesting. And if they
I
could
like
play
it.
like that, if they could play like that, you understand what I'm saying, and then switch it up into the half court stuff. You know, you can't play all transition and all half court. You have to have
Nah,
a mixture of both. And
right.
you got to know when to do it too. You got to know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. But
Yeah,
I found it real interesting that they were beating the Fever at their own game.
I liked it. I knew that. I think when they played the first game, right? It was an ideal, but they were so stuck on staying behind the three. But I think conversations being had based on whatever they talk about and in the locker room and what works best, and they're seeing that in spurts and moments when they're running the floor because Angel loves to run, right? She got to keep constantly be moving. She's one of those players that movement is her thing. If she's moving, she's gonna give you numbers like this, right? But if she's steady and everybody's waiting around, what are we doing next? Now you got to try to create something. So yeah, I love the fact that they beat them at their own game. It was real nice.
And I think the up tempo pace that they were playing that it helped out somebody like a Jordan Canada. Because
Yeah,
Jordan Canada was able to get the ball and just put her head down and
yeah,
get to the rim and couldn't nobody stay in front of her.
that's true. That is true. That is true.
But I'll
All
land
right,
there.
all right, go ahead
That's what I
on.
see.
I thought it was. I mean, you said the same thing. I like it, right? But the big point that you made was absolutely they played Indiana Fever game. That's exactly what they did. Gave them what they dish out every night, right? And
Right.
so
They got a
sometimes
taste
it's
of their
just
own
hard.
medicine and they
Yeah,
didn't like it very much.
yeah, they didn't like it
Because
at
it
all.
exposed their defensive inefficiencies.
Yes,
Because none of them can stay in front of anybody. Not Aaliyah Boston, not Clayton Clark, not Kelsey Mitchell, not Lexi Hall. They don't have no perimeter defense, and they're so small they don't have a shot blocker. So you could
right,
just go to the hole all day long, and you don't got to worry about anybody back there to block your shot or even
right.
contest your shot at this point.
Yeah, so true, so true. I mean, we know that AB got three, and all three was on Angel, but that was due to Angel's fault, right? Angel got to know to be smarter in that situation. But yeah, outside of that, no, there was no big shot blocking going on. Nobody coming in the lane and somebody just knocking a shot into the middle of next week. It's just not. It just didn't happen. So
And
it's gonna be
I ain't
interesting to
really
see how they come back.
I didn't appreciate the refs though trying to foul Angel out
Yeah,
in the first half.
yeah, that's
That was some
ridiculous.
bullshit.
First quarter,
Yeah,
first quarter.
that was some bullshit there.
That man.
Like y'all trying to take her out the game. She was at 8-5 in the first quarter, killing them, and y'all trying to take her out the game. Like, come on, man, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, yeah. So who was that in the chat last night said, "Man, look, CC at halftime instead of going to the locker room, she done went into the reference quarters and started talking to the refs."
I mean, out of all the fouls that she took in the first half, only one of them was a real foul.
Yes,
The other
not
three
choosing.
was not
That was
fouls.
bogus. That was bogus. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were real bogus.
she had one real foul. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But the other three were not fouls, and
But
I think they were trying to take her out the game personally.
absolutely, that's what I was getting ready to say. See, I guess they figured if they got her 4 quick ones right, she would then turn around and get the 5th one and wouldn't be able to play all the way until the 4th. But Angel played it really smart. She just
Well, it's
did
not that
her job.
she played this smart, but you got this was Semesco too. He put Nas Hillman on AB and kept
Uh,
AR away from AB. Now
mhm.
Nas Hillman had to take the fall for that. She got
Yeah,
cooked, right?
got
But
cooked,
it
yeah,
kept Angel in the game.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
you
like
had to pick your poison. Either let Nas Hillman get cooked or have AR on AB and risk getting the 5th foul.
right, right,
So he picked his
right.
poison. He was like, okay, Nas, I know you really can't guard AB, But I'm gonna
Yeah.
put you on AB because I
Be the
gotta
best
keep
you
Angel
can,
in the
is what he
game.
said. Absolutely. I
He
like
picked his poison. I
he
mean, let's
did.
call it what it is. That's what he
He
did.
did. He did. He absolutely did. That's 100. That's 100%.
But I'll land there. I know Miss
All right.
L want to talk, so
Go ahead,
No, no,
I'll land
no,
MSL.
there.
no. Say whatever y'all want to say. I'm listening.
Oh, we good. We good. We good. Come on in the building. Come on in the building.
How you doing, big dog?
I'm good,
How
sir,
you,
and yourself. And happy
I'm good.
Father's Day.
Yes, happy
Happy
Father's
Father's
Day.
Day. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing good. And happy Father's Day to any fathers in the chat as well. Pano and Pat.
Well, yeah. As far as yesterday's game, it's funny. I don't remember if it was your show, Tony, but when someone had asked, what did you think that they needed to do to win? And
Uh-huh.
we did mention that they needed to push the pace
Yes.
because Ryan, Leash, and Angel are superior athletes, and they all have size. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I'll even tell you when I said, I think I said it to Bro Claude. I said, well, you really think about it. I said they're all really the same athlete. It's just that one is 6 feet in Leash, one is 6'2" in Ryan, and one is 6'4" in Angel. But I mean, Angel may be a little stronger, and she may be able to post up, and they're able to shoot from outside. But they're both tall, long, lean, strong, fast, and quick, and they can all attack the basket when they want to. So when you really think about it, as far as and then Jordan Canada is arguably the fastest player in the league going up and down the court. So if they really want to push the ball, they can push the ball very successfully. The problem was that because Smesco wasn't playing his bench, and he even discussed this, he said
Uh-huh.
that it's hard to push the pace like that when you're not playing your bench. He had also said that the players, for whatever reason, weren't pushing it as well. But when you think about it, if you're Ryan Howard and you're playing 37, 38 minutes, if you're a Leash and you're playing 34, 35 minutes, hell, you wouldn't be pushing the ball up and down the court too. So that's something that Smesco has to do. And we're glad that we saw some of what he did with playing the bench. And Izzy, I think, got 8 or 9 points early. Pow Pow had 7 points. And he played Sika Kone a little bit. And I think I'm missing someone else. Now, as far as the other stuff we discussed, I saw it, right? Better interior
Right.
passing. The
Right.
pick and rolls were crisper. 10 days ago, they weren't doing pick and roll at all. The give and go, the backdoor screens, and the backdoor cuts. We actually
Uh-huh.
got to see the Dream look like other teams that we've seen who've been kicking our ass, like Minnesota or teams like that. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, God, how did they get such easy baskets? Like, how come
Yes.
we can't get easy baskets like
Right.
that? They drove to the hole, as Big Dog mentioned. And while Big Dog was talking, I just wrote these notes to mention they were getting the ball to Angel more with some of the previous things we discussed, and made some of her scoring easier. There was more spacing on the floor, probably because of the aforementioned things we discussed. And of course, they hunted, as Big Dog said, they hunted and attacked Cece and Mitchell, which we didn't do last game because Smesco, I guess, was playing by the Marquise D. Queensberry rules by saying, "Well, I'm too good for that. I'm not gonna do that." And I guess the players got to him and said, "Dude, everybody's cooking her. Are you flipping serious? Like, we
Yeah.
gotta do this." So that was implemented, particularly in the second half. And interestingly enough, it works, not just because it seemed like everybody ate at the buffet against her, but not only that, but when Cece was on the floor,
Uh-huh.
the team actually did worse. When she was off the floor, she did better. So in a crazy kind of way, it got her off the floor, but obviously not long enough because they're so hell bent on playing her. The more they keep her on the floor, at least last night, the worse it did for the team. And the only thing I would have wanted to see, but it didn't present itself yesterday, but it may present itself tomorrow. I
Uh-huh.
wanted to see Angel taking Boston off the dribble, but that was unnecessary because Timpson was playing her mostly. I think both teams decided to save their most important big. They didn't really have Boston playing Angel. They had Timpson, or the other one, I
Right.
forgot her name, and they
Right.
didn't have Angel, playing Boston as well. But to Angel's credit, just like she did with AT, at the 7 minute mark or so, she started guarding Boston, and Boston ain't even want to deal with her. She wasn't even looking to score it. She
Yeah.
would just grab the ball and look to pass. Like, she wasn't even thinking about
Yeah.
trying to score. on Angels. So it worked. It worked to a T. And I was very happy and pleased to see what a lot of what I saw in yesterday's game, because these were some of the things I think all Dream, all Angel, all basketball, all WNBA fans were hoping to see. We wanted to see them look like a professional team. And many of us have argued with each other about this stuff. But at the end of the day, it all goes back to what Smesco said. He
Right.
said that both about the team and Angel. He said, hey, no matter how we look in the first few games, it ain't going to be what we look like 10, 14, 15 games down. Just keep that in mind. It was the first thing he said.
That's what he
And he
said.
also said regarding Angel, he said we have a lot of actions and packages for her. He said, but before we can ever get to that, first we got to work on our base defense, just as a team, just their base defense, the switches and the rotations, etc.
He
And
did say
then
that.
right, and then what they're doing as a team on a whole. And then he said he can get to Angel. A lot of people probably didn't like that because they said, hey, why can't we make Angel priority? But the guy has a team to run. And so ultimately, he was building the plane while he was flying it. I think that was a comment we made last time.
Yes,
Or
we did.
he's an intermediate long-term guy and he doesn't necessarily fall to do something right now because he doesn't feel like his job is in jeopardy. And some people may not like that, but as a manager, that's what he has to do. We like what he did yesterday. We'll see. And another podcaster had said that was the first time he had seen Smesco outcoach Stephanie White, because obviously that was a main issue for
Right.
people who really complain about this guy. Most of the best teams also have the best coaches, right?
Yeah.
With maybe the exception of New York. We'll see how he works out. But they all have the best coaches, and he was losing to some of these teams with Cheryl Reeves, with Becky Hammond, with Stephanie White, etc. And you're beating up on everybody else, though he did have that win against Minnesota. So it was good to see him come out ahead last night. And
Right.
let's see what they do tomorrow. I'm very positive about tomorrow, but nonetheless, you still got to come pumped. You still got to come ready, and you still got to play your bench because Stephanie White is going to have them ready tomorrow, at least to start the game. So you have to be the same. It just can't expect to win just because of last night.
Right.
Well, again, I
Absolutely.
think the best thing they did was attack Kelsey Mitchell. CC, we already know CC's a cone, right? But
Hmm.
attacking Kelsey Mitchell was the difference because you basically took her out of the game the first half of the game.
Yes.
And that saved y'all. That 8 points that she scored in the first half saved y'all in the second half because she started cooking in the second half.
Right.
So the fact that y'all slowed her down enough in the first half saved y'all 8 whole points, and they won by 8 points.
Yeah. That well also when you look
It's
back
just
to the
math.
first if you think about the first game this season when they played and they beat the brakes off of the Dream. It was Mitchell. It was
Yeah.
Mitchell. It wasn't Boston. It wasn't Caitlin. It was Mitchell. So and we talked about that. And I said that if they can contain Mitchell, it's always going to be a winnable game, right? Because you can't have all of them on at one time. If you have Mitchell on and Caitlin off, and Boston is just mediocre, you still win the game, right? But if you let Mitchell have a astonishing game like she did in the first game, and CC still does her numbers, right? Boston does her numbers, you lose.
And also, let's be polite. And if I'm wrong, big dog, if I'm wrong, Tony, tell me I'm wrong.
Uh-huh.
Mitchell is, out of all of them, the player that even if you put the best defense that you can, she can still beat you. Like she can still dribble through you, hit an incredible shot. She can hit from distance. She can do step back. She can drive to the basket. She can stop and pop. Like when she really gets rolling, she's a handful. And and as good as Boston and as Clark are, they can be contained, and or they do, as Stephanie White herself said. Mitchell is the only person on the team who doesn't need assistance in order to score.
Right. Right.
So
Well,
when you get
you just got to make her play defense, though. Because if
that,
you make her play defense, she can't expend the energy on the offensive end. And that was the difference in the game, basically. That
I
you
agree.
had Kelsey Mitchell having to expend energy to play defense, having to keep
That
up
she
with
didn't
Jordan
really
Canada,
need.
and she couldn't
Absolutely.
keep up with Jordan Canada. And
Yeah,
by the
because
time the second half came around, even though she got cooking on her outside shot, she wasn't going to the basket. She had to settle for jump shots because she didn't have the energy to go to the basket because
yeah,
she spent the
She
entire
was
first
tired.
half
She was tired.
chasing Jordan Canada
and
around.
She
Jordan
was
Canada
tired.
is one of the few people in the league who may be as quick as she is, and she's probably faster than her going up and down the court. So yeah, she would expend more energy chasing Canada almost than anyone else she would in the league, with maybe the exception of Kennedy Carter or somebody.
Right. But that, to me, that was the difference in the game. You made Mitchell have to chase Jordan Canada around the whole first half. So by the time the second half came around, even though her jump shot was falling, she couldn't drive to the basket because she ain't had the gas to do it.
She was out of there.
And that was all the difference in the game for me.
Even though she was so Herculean, she almost did make the comeback. But yes, she did kind of run out of gas, but she certainly tried. Because I remember I saw her hit some baseline shots, and she hit a step back 3-pointer. She drove through the middle a couple of times, and she was just like a blur. So can you imagine if she had more energy? I mean, she's just an incredible offensive player.
Yeah. But you got to get her to play defense. That's the key to anything to beating the Fever is getting Kelsey Mitchell to work on the defensive end. Because if she got to work on the defensive end, it takes away from her offense.
No, I
And
agree.
that's what you want to do
No,
is
and you know
take
what?
away from her offense.
And to Semesco's credit, though, we've had a lot of people criticize him on all type of venues and all type of podcasts. A lot of people felt that he was an immovable object and he couldn't change, and his system was his system. Now, I'm not speaking to you, Big Dog, or
Right.
even to Tony. I'm just speaking in
Right.
general to the chat. A
Uh-huh.
lot of people argued, or some people argued, he was immovable, he was erudite, you couldn't change him, you couldn't do anything. This was his system to hell or high water. But it's obviously he is a flexible coach, because we have seen instances where he didn't stay true to his system. And as Big Dog was saying today, last night, was the biggest instance where he didn't stay true to his system. I think they shot maybe 17 3-pointers around that number, and they had about 60 paint points, because like Big Dog said, if you're dealing with a team that's not big, you're dealing with a team with poor defenders on the perimeter, you
And no
have to
shot
take it.
blocker.
Right, you have to take it to the basket. And
Right.
for whatever reason, they left Timpson on an island most of the time. They did offer help, but usually it was too late by the time the help came, because Angel was too quick, and she would beat the double team. If I had to
Yeah.
give it's not a criticism, so I'm not going to give a criticism, especially considering the 4 fouls. But tomorrow, they probably can't play exactly the same they did last night. So one of the things they may want to do is pass out of the double team quicker if the double team comes. I think
Mhm.
Angel should probably drive to the hole a little more tomorrow, just to keep them off balance and keep them off guard. Now, of course, some people say, well, do what you did before until you can't do it anymore. And I can certainly understand that approach as well. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, they just to Big Dog's point, they didn't have any answers for Atlanta last night, and that was good to see. So hopefully Smesco takes whatever he learned, right? Whatever little potion that he's got in the jar from that, right? Whatever his little magic sparkles he got, and take that secret sauce and sprinkle it and apply it tomorrow, and sprinkle it and apply it down line. And however or whenever they integrate, and I think Big Dog would agree with me with this as well, you too, Tony. And
Mhm.
because of that performance yesterday, if they can keep performing like this will, whatever timetable Bree Jones had to come back, they'll probably be a bit more careful in bringing her back if and when the offense starts to open up. And also, their
Yeah.
interior passing was better yesterday as
They
well.
just yeah, they did. BD said it perfectly, right? And then I spoke about it prior to that, and you just said it too. They just played a great all around game, right? Team basketball won this game. I think Alicia Gray said it well when she was interviewed after the game, as they talked about, hey, having all five starters in double figures. 15 or more
16
points.
plus the game. They claimed that was a
Yeah.
WNBA record, had never been done before.
Hey, kudos, because I mean, it was at one point everybody had 17 down the line except for Howard, but Howard was your biggest facilitator tonight, which worked out amazing
Well,
for your
well,
bid.
here's the thing. Tomorrow's game not going to be like yesterday's game because
No, of
Stephanie
course.
White no fool. So
Yeah.
she understands that her team can't stay in front of people. And be as though they got hurt at the basket so badly
She's
last
gonna
night.
close it
Mhm.
up and play a zone.
Saturday,
Yeah.
they're either gonna play a zone or they're gonna pack the paint.
They're gonna pack
That's
the
what they're
paint because
gonna
they
do.
gotta first and foremost, they're gonna pack the paint because they gotta keep Angel out of there. If they don't pack
Well,
the
they got to
paint,
keep everybody from out the paint. They
well,
they were they were
the
just
thing
going to the
is,
cup at will last night.
they can pack it, but if the girls are on, right, then and they knocking them down, they're gonna have to be pulled back out there. So it's one of those things where right now, if they still playing their best basketball and they bring their best basketball again tomorrow, regardless to whether they're attacking the basket or they're intentionally being outside shooting the ball, I think that the best basketball that they're going to play will happen regardless, and there's nothing that Stephanie White can change and do with that, right? Because they kind of packed the paint a little bit. They didn't respect them from the 3-point line in game 1, and then in this game, instead of the Dream just even going to the 3 line, they just attacked, right? Canada has to be diligent, and she's going to be the engine that starts that and how it's going to run. And then Ryan Howard, if she, are we going to need her to be the facilitator again? She has to be that player that leads her team because this is her team. So she has to lead them like she did in this last game. And it doesn't mean by putting up a whole bunch of points. It's all the little things that happen. If she can get the little things done, and you can't get uh, Mitchell and CC to pair up and break some heads along with Boston, then it's going to be another one of those
Well,
situations.
the
Now,
fever issue wasn't even Mitchell and CC. The fever issue was Hall and Billings. They did nothing, and
They were
that
trash.
was the difference of the game. But if you
Paul
take
never
Nas
does
Hillman,
anything.
right, and Jordan Canada, and you combine their points, and then you combine Monique Billings and Lexi Hall points, there's your difference.
now, I don't mean to jinx. I forgot what I was going to say. Let me see if I remember what I was gonna say with the jinx. I forgot. I'll take this angle. And for those who say that Nas, who played a very good game yesterday, in Canada, who scored 18 points, well, if Ryan scored 16 and Lee scored 17, even if those two players scored 4 or 5 points less, you can presumably think that those extra points could be tacked on to Leash and Ryan's point. And I remember what I was going to say now. To BD's point, if they do clog the middle, then yes, the Dream are going to have to be better perimeter and patient interior passers. And Angel, if they give out a hard double, is going to have to pass out so the shooters, because the shooters can shoot. So they're going to have to play the classic inside outside game to loosen up the middle if they do pack the paint like that. So hopefully the team will be ready for that and they won't try to force it as BD and you Tony were saying, because yeah, that may happen. So you just have to flip the script and say, okay, this is not yesterday. Now we're going to have to work the ball even more. Or they may have to shoot a little in order to loosen up that zone if they're playing the zone. But we'll see.
Yeah, but I like the pace that they were playing. Again, they were beating the
Oh yeah,
fever
I
at
want
their
them. No,
own
no, my
game.
bad, my bad, BT. No, I want them to push it, and you're 100% right. And especially at home, if I'm Angel, when I grab that rebound, I'm pushing it
Hmm.
because it's
Yep.
one thing for Canada to bring the ball up the court, but when you got a 6'4" person coming at you at that speed, you start to make business decisions when that comes. And if Canada and Leash get ahead or Ryan, then they're spot up 3 pointers. If Angel takes it down the middle,
Yeah.
more than likely, she's going to make the basket or get the foul call because, as BD eloquently said, everybody else is too little, and there's no way Boston is going to beat Angel down the court to the next basket.
Yeah.
Right. But I think the biggest beneficiary of the high tempo pace is Jordan Canada. It
Oh yeah, because
opened
she's
her
a
up.
blur. She's a blur.
Yeah, it opened her up. And
Yeah.
and Kelsey Mitchell was forced to chase Jordan Canada around the whole night. And it affected her game,
And look,
clearly.
and no shade to Cece. She was barbecue chicken to everybody. I know Kelsey got burnt too, but I seen Pow Pow take her to the hole 2 or 3 times. I saw
Yeah.
Lace do some things on her. I seen Canada, like literally, particularly Leash in Canada. If you rewatch the game or watch the videos, but it's like when they saw CC in front of them. It was, remember in the Flintstones when Wilma and Betty was doing that charge thing and they were like, charge it, if y'all remember the
Yeah.
Flintstones, right? Yeah. When Leash and Jordan saw CC in front of them, it was like barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. Like their eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. And there was no 1 fake, 2 fake, 3 fake, y'all. It was just boom. And they just went by her and left her spinning like they were in a car going 300 miles an hour. It was just
Wow.
so funny. Like, literally, because, both Leash and Jordan Canada are very fast.
Yeah.
And, like, as soon as she got in front of them big dog, it was just boom, straight line. Like, she could not. Like one time when Canada went by her on the right side of the basket, she turned around and she took like 2 steps and she said, "The hell with it, I'm not gonna catch her." And Canada scored. But yeah, they had they barbecue chicken alerts. I know Duval showed a video with Shaq going barbecue chicken, barbecue chicken, barbecue chicken. Yeah, they had Shaq's barbecue chicken alert pasted in their brain anytime Cece came by. So the aroma of Cece just triggered, you know how the fried chicken triggers that stimuli in your brain?
You
Well,
know
Cece's
what?
aroma, because they were
I
close
ain't
enough,
mess with you.
triggered the
Mess
barbecue
down.
chicken alert, just like it does wild animals when they get that scent and they start going crazy. Yeah, that was the barbecue chicken alert for Cece scent.
Yeah. Hey, let me get the money. Let me get the money. Let me get the money. you you a mess in mess there. Thank you, Auntie E. I appreciate you. She said we can forget Carl speaking up for Angel files and no calls. He think it's good. She's getting in foul trouble now. It's good practice for playoff run. Those were his exact words. I heard it come out of his mouth. He wants her to be prepared for the moments of the playoffs because I guess things like that is going to happen. So we are preparing her to be fouled. Get 4 fouls in the first quarter. I don't know what he means by that, but thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. But
Well,
yes, Auntie,
I
that's
don't know what
exactly what he
kind of
said.
lesson he trying to teach, but
Oh
this
no,
discipline is discipline, right? At the end of the day, you do have to be disciplined, and if you know the refs aren't gonna call fouls for you, you gotta adjust to that
yeah,
and play through it. Because at the end
she
of the day, they're
absolutely did.
professionals.
Yeah, she absolutely did.
Gotta adjust to it and just play through it.
That part is correct, BD, but I think her issue, based off what she said, is more so not so much with Angel, but more so with Smesco speaking up for her because of exactly what you said. There's only so much that Angel can say or do on the court, but he, as a coach, especially in the presser,
Yeah,
can say whatever hell he wants. Yeah, he can get fined, but some people have argued that Angel will probably be like, "Yeah, coach, yeah, don't worry, I got you on that. I
Man,
got you."
listen, Semesco is a kitty, even though that's not the 5 letter word I wanted to use, but I'm just trying to be
Yeah, it's only
respectful.
his second year in the league,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, yeah,
But he's a kitty. Like I said, he didn't protect that girl when she got thrown to the damn floor. So I don't really got
yeah.
nothing for
That was
Semesco
messed
at
up.
this point. That's just me
Oh,
personally.
and and I respect that, BD, but I'm a hopeful person before I turn venomous. No pun intended to the poison angels that Tony's clocking. But I, boom, right there we go.
Nah, that
Um,
was enough for me. Yeah,
yeah,
you're
but
not gonna throw
I'm
my
willing to
best
give him a
player to
chance
the
that he can
floor
grow.
head first and not crash
And
out.
not do
Nah,
nothing.
I'm not
That was
with that.
tough. That was
I
tough to
I
see.
respect that, BG. I respect that 100%, and I have no argument with that. But I'm hoping that somewhere along the line, the women can get to him and maybe he'll realize what they're saying because he seems to be a player's coach. So, so let's see. And, Angel's a personality, Leash is a personality in the sense where she's emotional, and Ryan's a personality in the sense where she's, very high strung. So I don't know what they say to him behind the scenes, and I don't know what management, says to them.
Listen, it's not a management thing, MSL. It's a testosterone
That
thing.
yeah, he
You are
gotta
a
use
man.
his, he gotta use his
He is a
Either
manhood
has to,
man.
either
and
has it or it
stand
doesn't.
up
You're saying.
because if a woman coach, and it doesn't matter what type of coach you are, what sex you are, man or woman, you have to protect your players, period.
Right.
And if
That's
it
my
means
only point.
you gotta get in the presser and you didn't do it on the court, but you gotta get in the presser, you gotta say some things like Becky Hammond said what she said, and then she said, "Give me my fine," right? You have to be willing to take a fine and show your player that you're going to bat for them. And that's what BD is saying.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
that's
have an
it.
argument with that.
Yeah, I'm totally 100% in agreement with that because what if she would have got hurt? Then what are you
Yeah,
saying? You can
what if
still
that
dance
girl
there?
would have bust her head, Tony? We'd be
Mhm.
having an entirely different conversation today.
Yep, we sure would.
So my thing
Very
is,
different conversation.
if that showed me a lot about his character, that you allowed your best player to get thrown to the ground on a non-basketball play, and then allowed your team to go out there and just continue to play basketball like nothing
Like
happened.
nothing
Like
happened,
nothing
right?
happened.
Like you can't allow you can't. I know this gonna sound ghetto, but the next possession, somebody would have got hammered to the
Somebody should have hit
ground.
the floor like baseball.
Yeah,
Right,
somebody would have got hammered to the ground because you will not allow, you will not be bullying me. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
you're not fit to be bullying us. We the bullies.
Well,
I'm
this
not
this is
fit to let you bully me. Like
this
the
is not
fuck?
a defense. This is not a defense, not at all. But it's just an explanation of probably how he thinks. He's an analytics guy, right? And he's so with the analytics guys, they look at everything as an outcome based off of a totality, right? So the stuff that we talk about or complain about, they're just blips and dips in the process of that totality. So now, eventually, someone is going to get to him, I'm hoping, and let him know, dude, you can't coach 100% analytics. Like, you got to coach. Now, he probably thinks he coaches, he probably thinks he coaches 90% off feel, and people like us will probably say, no, coach, you coach maybe 65%
Uh-huh.
off feel or 50% off feel. You have to do better. But people like that, it takes them longer to change or react. It's like people we know in our lives, right? There's some people, right, when we argue with them, they recognize it immediately and they apologize when they know they're wrong. And there are others who may take days or weeks to apologize, and there are others who will never apologize because they're too dumb or stubborn
Yeah, very
to
stubborn.
do
All
that.
right,
And
well,
he
a
strikes me
coach.
as one of those people.
Well, a coach got two main jobs: to win the game and to protect their
And
player.
protect.
And if you're not going to protect your player, I can't respect you. I don't give a fuck about all your analytical bullshit. Your main two jobs is to win the game and protect your player. Period. All that other shit
Period.
is other shit, bro.
I
Period.
agree, Big Dog, but I hope that he gets it. You know what someone said? Someone called him soft, or I forgot the word because they said he doesn't show emotion. And so they called him soft or whatever. And then someone came back and said, no, he's not soft. He's just calm. He's just calm, meaning we don't know what he's feeling and what he says inside. He's just calm. But Big Dog, and Tony, I agree with y'all. I was cussing him out last week for sure. I was. So I'm not gonna sit here and fake the funk and act like. I was cussing him out last week. Tiffy, cause she's anywhere around, she was probably like, yeah, yeah, with the black fist, right? But now she's probably like, wonk, wonk, wonk. Now he's going back. But I'm not defending him at all. I'm just giving the long view perspective of
Yeah,
who or what he is.
Man, fuck that long view shit. If that would have been his kid, he'd have been crashing.
it did something else. It did something else. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got to treat these, remember, these are women we talking about.
You
These
got to
ain't
protect them,
men.
absolutely.
and you're a man, and
I'll give you. I'll give you
he
this.
put on a skirt, and I'm not for that. Sorry, I ain't.
In those
Well,
skirts.
I mean, look what Sidney Johnson did, right? When and because it's
For
funny with
far less.
but the funny
For
thing with
far
Sidney
less.
Johnson, he didn't flip out until the male coach threw him out because the female coach put up with his stuff, and then the bald-headed brother came and just flipped the bird to him. When I say flip the bird, I mean just threw him out. Just threw him out.
Right.
And that's what threw him off. That's what incensed him because I guess he felt I'm gonna give y'all my 5 cents, whether y'all want it or not. So as soon as the brother threw him out and saying, no, you're not, you're out, that's when he flipped out. So when everybody was holding him back, he wasn't going at the woman. He was trying to go at the bald-headed brother.
Now I dig it, but my thing is he crashed out for far less. If Semesco had a reason to crash out, that was the time to do
He
it.
needed to do it.
And he did not do it. So now I can't respect him as a man.
I guess the
I
only
can't.
potential excuse I'm giving, and I guess people in the chat, if you guys don't know, I don't know if it was an all-female crew, but what I'm saying is Sidney Johnson didn't crash out until the brother got involved. And I'm wondering maybe if Smesco, he shouldn't feel this way, of course, that hey, I'm not going to jump in some woman's face and argue with her if all the rest were female. That's the only thing I could think of. But no, did I like his post-game response when he basically said, hey, it's the game, she has to deal with it? No,
Right. That's
you
some
sound like
bitch
a punk.
shit.
Yeah, we know. We
That
definitely
was
Sound like a punk.
corny as hell.
not
Absolutely, because what she
Sorry.
experienced wasn't normal. What she experienced
Right.
wasn't normal.
That's
Because if the
exactly.
rest would have controlled the game up until that point, then she would have
Yeah.
never felt embellished to do that to her in the first place. And that's something that Smesco has to understand and has to get. Now, I don't know what they're saying to the league behind the scenes. I don't know if they have a channel behind the scenes. I don't know if Renee knows someone that she can call and make some backdoor stuff. I don't know, but to BD's point, I'm going to give Angel credit for one thing, and that she forget her performance statistically.
Yeah.
Her troll game and her emotional solidity was like 100, a beat like Harvard level, from when she walked in the tunnel in her custom made Reebok sweatsuit, dangling the poison ivies, just dangling them like everybody knew it was business. She had the tight braids going on, no fancy dress, no heels, no nothing. She came for business. Then she passionately sang Lift Every Voice and Sing. Somebody did a video saying they knew it was on when she was singing Lift Every Voice and Sing heartily,
Right.
y'all. She was singing it heartily. Like she was singing it with emphasis and passion. And then everybody saw how she mimicked Cece with the same ref that Cece had cussed out later.
Yeah.
And you remember when the woman looked at her kind of like, oh God, we gotta deal with this asshole again.
Yeah, it was the same thing. It was the same thing.
And so she said it to her, and she kind of like, yeah, I get it. When Angel cocked her head back like a cockatoo or like a chicken, and then when she's waiting at the scorer's table, she's dangling the sneakers. Carrie, the U.S. Olympia head coach, she's like, well, I like these better. Yeah, them green ones is what I rock with, something to that extent. So
That's
another
true.
win for Angel. They give her 4 fouls in the first half. Angel don't get mad. She don't get irate. Like Big Dog said, maybe they wanted her to flip out. Maybe they wanted to crash out. Maybe they wanted her to have a meltdown.
That's what they wanted.
Nothing. She was, mind you, and this is after Toronto. And she's just like, no problem. Sat down, did her thing. And there was even a point, right, when he sat her in the fourth quarter when Indiana went on a 9-0 run. They went on a 9-0 run. So he puts her back in the game, and boom, boom, her and Ryan saved the day. No big deal. And then she walks off in her in her costume and signs autographs for the locals and a little LSU girl wearing her number for LSU. And then Leash signs her sneaker for someone else. I mean, she had a day. And even Robin Lundberg from one of them CC sites admitted that CC sneaker launch was a disaster because Angel upstaged her in every way, including the fact that everybody thinks she's Aquaman because her sneakers have scales and she played like smelly fish.
Well,
Hey, let's
here's the.
look.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
One second. One second. Look, her professionalism right now for what she has going on
Oh, we forgot about
every
that. When
year.
Angel laughed
Wait,
at her.
I
Sorry,
know.
sorry, Tony,
Wait,
real quick.
yeah.
When Angel
No, no,
laughed
no,
at
no.
her
Wait
with
a
the
minute. Wait a
bench with
minute.
Nia Lai and Pow Pow,
Hey,
that was
Michelle.
hilarious.
Yeah, no. Hold on. Right. Her professionalism has to be on display first and foremost. And let me tell you another reason why this game was very well under control by Angel. I mean, you saw who was at the score table, right? That's her USA coach. So Cece still crashing out like she normally do, and your coach is sitting right there, right? There's guidelines within the rules of playing on Team USA. Now, will they abide by those guidelines and those rules, right? Um, Dealing with the situation with CC, I don't know, but they should, right? Because those are big pieces that we have to think about. I think it's crazy that Aaliyah Boston was on her best behavior. She just played basketball because normally she's like just as animated as Cece. She did, however, ask the refs a few questions, but she wasn't as bad as normal, right? Because none other than your coach is there. She's a commentator right now, but she also taking in, like they said, they're always going to take a look and check in on you guys. See what you're doing, how you doing, what is your behavior like what are you bringing to the table? Are you causing discourse? Like different things like that. There's one thing to sit here and be competitive, right? But it's another to just be downright diabolical. And in some situations, and some of that stuff that CC does is off the chain, and she's just gonna have to eventually do better. She
Well,
really is gonna have to do better.
here's the thing I want to point out though. We all know that the W is a physical league, right? We get that. It's also a copycat league as well. So if you're not going to protect your players, that gives license to other teams to do fuck shit to your players if they know that you're not going to protect them.
Yeah, of
How
course.
many more instances do you have for for us to get a crash out?
When she get mad and she tell him
Dude,
where
see,
he needs
because
to be softened.
I understand where Angel Reese is coming from, right? Nobody wants the angry black woman stereotype, right? Because that don't look good professionally. If
I'm
you if
glad
you
I'm
if
glad
you
you brought that
just
up,
judged as
TT,
some
but go ahead,
angry
go ahead.
black woman, right? Don't nobody
Right.
want to deal with that because it
Yeah,
looks
because
bad.
that's what they say already.
Now I'm
Well,
just
not
saying,
only
it
can I
looks bad. So I get Angel Reese keeper her cool, but dude, you're a white man. Ain't no stereotypes for you.
Right.
You could crash out and ain't nobody gonna look at you with a side eye. So what the fuck are you doing?
well now we
I'm
have it.
still pretty hot about that. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, no,
You
and you
got it.
You
should
are.
be. And we're having two discussions because I'm glad simultaneous discussion because I'm glad Tony brought that up because I thought about that earlier today. Obviously, someone in Angel's camp, presumably her manager Janine Obayama, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, said, "Hey." Because I heard Duval say last night, and I've said this before, that I think she probably makes between 16 and 25 million just a year, just based off what I know of how the business works, and not the 10 point or the almost 11 they said the other day. And Duval said 16. I don't know where he got that number from, but whether it's 16, whether it's 25, whether it's 30, whether it's 35 million, or it will be 35 million now that she has a full year of all these colorways and making money off of them. Obviously, someone said to her, and the new Dell thing, someone said to her, "Hey, you can't afford to have them get you on camera acting crazy because all of those websites and all of the corporate media and all of the things that are against you, they're gonna all call for their sponsors to separate with you. So she does, and ESPN and all those networks will show it. The thing with Cece is we see it, and people on YouTube replay it, but the announcers will never bring it up. Now, one of them announcers last night said, "What the hell is she doing? Like, I can't believe, like, what is she doing?" Like, we've all seen games where the announcers go, "What is she doing? Or what is he doing? What's going on here?" They don't do that. They ignore it like it doesn't happen. So Angel doesn't have that benefit of the doubt. And then ESPN won't put it on a loop. Fox won't put it on a loop. Yahoo won't put it on a loop. But if Angel was to ever fight with someone or go off on one of those CC tangents where she's, acting like a rabid dog for 30 seconds, yeah, that would be repeat, just like the finger, which was the dumbest thing ever in that
Right.
2023 final. Because as I've said before, no referee said anything to her, no player said anything to her, no coach said anything to her, no announcer said anything. The broadcast people didn't notice it or say anything. It wasn't mentioned in the post game show. It wasn't mentioned anywhere. It only became a quote unquote thing when Portnoy and Oberman and those guys started talking about it on social media, and then the corporate media used what was being discussed in social media as something to talk about. But as I've said before, that was a big nothing burger, because if you really want to see something to talk about, look at that Gino Dawn thing. That was something that happened after a game that was worth talking
Right.
about, but not what Angel did. What they did
Well,
against
here's the
Angel
thing:
was a hit
the whole
job.
point.
Please, real quick. That was a hit job. So, so they know that if she did something like that in the middle of a WNBA game that Cece does, that the same people would come after her now. And I got to give her a whole lot of credit. Even Jason Whitlock did that last night, by the way. If y'all don't know, he said Angel is way more mature than Cece. Now, we don't give a damn what Jason Whitlock says, and we know he's a fool. But the point is that this girl has superstar level restraint, troll, smarts, humor. She just knows how, kind of like when Ryan Howard did the too small to Cece, or presumably for Angel, and when Angel ran up the court, she did the too small to Ryan and not to Cece or to what. So her troll game, she's just on it. She's just on it, and that's one of the reasons why we all like her, because when faced with the most craziest situations, she always seems to do the right thing, say the right thing, act the right way, and make the moment even more exciting. That was a tour de force for her last night, not just for the game, but for the natural production that she did leading up to it, throughout it. And we salute her to the point where the Indiana fans were cheering for her, and CC's own websites are saying she got trolled and dissed and upstage on her own sneaker night.
Well, here's the thing: the whole point into your ring thing. It seems to be okay when a man do it. The first time I seen it was in the Super Bowl. It was the Rams in the Cincinnati Bengals. Aaron Donald sacked Joe Burrow on the final play of the game, and the first thing he did was point to his ring. Then Steph Curry did it in the NBA Finals, Game 6. He hit a three-pointer and looked at Jason Tatum, pointed to his ring. Then nobody had no problem with that. But as soon as you see a black woman point to her ring, now the sky is
It's a
falling.
big problem. It's a big
So
problem.
it's more a gender thing than anything else, in my opinion.
Well, it's
Maybe
gonna
I'm
be
wrong.
it's
Maybe
you
y'all
know,
could correct me.
it's gender first, um, and then we get into color second, right? And it makes it easier that way because if you went again when you look at the men's game, you don't see, for one, you're not really seeing it, and then two, you're not seeing color that much either, right? Is you just seeing the play. You think it's a part of the game because what you don't realize is that the men have been like this for years since it's existed. The women's league typically don't do that. In college, they're all taught to be extremely poised. They're taught to be do things with grace, not to clown each other. But one thing I liked about Malky, and she allowed that particular group to do, is just simply be themselves. And if being themselves was being silly and goofy and just playing around and enjoying the play style that they had, then that's easy, right? And I like that. That's easy. It made for fun basketball for them. They got more wins than, of course, they had in like forever, right? And they made it to the playoffs a lot, but they never capitalized and made it to the Final Four. They got to the Final Four once. I'm sorry, the Elite Eight once, and after that, they did not make it back. So this was the most enjoyable season for LSU during that time. But again, you don't typically see it, and we always tend to overlook the fact that CC did it first, a game prior. But not only that game, she's been doing it the whole season that year. But because CC was losing and she could do it to the other team who was losing, right? The other team lost and got bumped out, and she did that to them. Another player got waved off, and it was okay for her to do it. But because one is a female, two black, how dare you do that to that woman, right?
And speaking of
And
Kim
she's
Mulkey, oh,
lost. You don't need to be rubbing it in. Oh, Cece rubbed it in. It was okay for her to rub it in, but it wasn't okay for Angel to rub it in.
He is
So
a
I mean,
far cry. He is a far
and
cry from Kill Monkey, unfortunately,
no,
as
but
far as
see, here's
passion.
the thing about
that
Kim Mulkey. I don't know how old you guys are, but I remember Kim Mulkey as a player, right?
I
She was a
remember Kim
fighter. She
Mulkey
was
as a
Kim,
feisty.
player. I'm
Kim
52 years
Mulkey
old.
could play. She played for Louisiana Tech. This
Trust
is
me, I
long
know that.
before WNBA,
You
right during the
Correct. Correct. She played for
ABL.
you are
Leon. She
not
played for
trust
Leon
me, you are
Barrymore
not you are not preaching to the
at
choir. You are
Louisiana
not.
Tech. The
Trust me,
great
I
Leon
know.
Barrymore.
Yes,
So, like
yes.
Kim
We know
Mulkey been that. She
she's been
been that.
crazy. Yeah, she been crazy.
Yeah, so this is not nothing new. The Kim Mulkey y'all see on the sidelines, this is the same Kim Mulkey that was on the court
Mhm.
too.
And
So
we talk
this
And
about
is
she
that,
was a
and you
not
hear
dog.
that.
nothing new.
She was a dog.
Yeah, you hear that
Yeah,
in the
Kim Mulkey was a
commentary too,
dog.
right? Yeah, they talk about that when they're on the podium.
Yeah,
Everyone
ask
talks
Cheryl Miller about Kim
about other
Mulkey.
players,
She'll tell you.
even uh what's her name over there at Dawn Staley. They all talk about it. They say, "Oh yeah, she was mean. She was evil. She was a
Yeah,
clown. She did all kind of stuff." But that's the joy. Look at all the players that played for her that's in the league, that's still in the league right now. And they're all as third. I mean, you got Angel Reese, you got Nisa Morrow, uh,
Fly J Johnson.
Flage, you also got HVL,
HVL,
you have
BG,
BG, you have
Dejanay,
uh, Dejanay, and you also
Nalissa
have
Smith.
you got Alyssa Smith. You also have
Did Kalani
uh,
Brown? Did she coach Kalani Brown also?
no, she got McCowan. She had McCowan. She also had what's her
I don't
name over
even count
there?
McCowan. McCowan trash.
Yeah. She also had what's her name over there with Sims, Odyssey Sims.
Yeah,
She had
Odyssey
all of
Sims.
she
Absolutely.
had
Thank,
all of
thank
these
you, Reddit
players,
Milky
right?
Way.
And she had a bunch of players that have played under her that are all in this league that
And they
have
all love
played
her.
in the league for years. They don't skip a beat. She tends to go to all of their games when they first get into the league. That's just what she does, right? And after they've done a year and she's come to watch them play and see how successful they are, she move on to the next players, right? That's
Yeah,
that's what a great
for
coach
all
does.
my younger viewers in the chat, though, y'all really need to research Kim Mulkey as a player for Louisiana Tech.
Monkey
And if
was
you see how
she was
she played on the
here
court,
she
then
played it.
you'll get a better understanding why she's such a good coach.
So I'm gonna tell you, she's from Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, that's the way they teach us to play. My era too. You played hard nosed basketball. You bump people out. You talk trash. You you might even get into a scuffle. You get into a scuffle, but guess what? You still gonna play the game, right? You play the game. You keep it moving. And guess what? If I can get up underneath your skin, Imma get up underneath your skin, and that's just that. And that's just all this is right now. Angel has that old soul, old school type of mentality when it comes to playing basketball. She plays just the smoothest, calmest basketball. She's not trying to do too much, but she's enjoying it and she's having fun. And for her, that brings out her best games. And when you try to harness her, it becomes one of those situations like, what is going on? I can't be me. I gotta be like this quiet person, and even when I am, you still come after me, refs. Like, what are we doing here? So I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. And she said that last year,
And I
right?
think the best part of the game for me, the best part was watching Angel put the dagger in them at the
Yeah,
end of the game,
yeah,
taking that inbound pass and
yeah.
hitting that layup. That ended the game effectively.
And even the post up
Mhm.
move in between the two Ryan Howard scores, she had did a post up move on the right block on Timpson. In the last with under 2 minutes to go, like a minute and change, and she moved to the middle and then basically turned to the right and did the shot. I don't know if she got an and one, but she was definitely fouled on it. And then Ryan had that funky step through that she did where she looked like she was gonna pass it to Angel, and she kind of had her knee out, and then she scored. And then I think Ryan had scored another one on the right side. And then on that last play, to your point, BD, and I'm glad you brought that up because I don't know if that play was designed or not,
It
but
was designed.
but
It was
looking at
definitely designed.
looking at the play, Angel moved at the exact point where she should have, because she basically moved when the area opened up enough to where the big was farthest away from where she was going to be. So as soon as Timpson kind of like moved to the right and the area opened up, that's when she shot. That's when she shot at that point. And by the time Timpson came back, she just fouled her and she made the basket. So Angel read that. Angel read to go at the exact proper time. So whether it was designed or not, and obviously that's something that we all wanted to see more, not just from the team, but from Angel. Hey, when someone has the ball, cut to the basket. Same thing with Angel. When she has the ball on the block, somebody cut down the middle or cut on the other side, because if you're open, she'll find you, especially if she's double. So hopefully this is, good things to come, but we'll see. We'll see starting tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be an interesting game tomorrow. Well, thank you for having me on. And yeah, big girl, I'm on the panel. Ha 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 ha.
He was
And
good today, big girl. You got to give him credit for that. He was good. And when I say good, I mean good for what you would probably want to hear, big girl. But yes, big dog, you're good in general as far as on what you have to say, your excitement, your expertise, and so forth like that. But yeah, big girl, come on, come on, give him a break
yeah,
today.
I was good today. So I'm gonna go watch my Liberty now. Y'all have fun, and I speak to y'all later.
All right, big dog, take it easy. Tiffy Cole, where are you? I don't hear you, Tony. If you're talking, your mic may be muted.
Oh yeah, my mic was muted. My bad. Yes, that game is going to be on the Players Club. So we are going to go over to the. I am going to go over to the Players Club.
Okay, so you're done. Okay,
The
that's fine.
ADP. I'm trying to find it and I don't see it. It's on. It's on Threads, or where is it? Is it on Threads?
ADP is talking to you now in the chat.
Let's see, right, 20.
Yeah,
Um,
she's in the chat now.
yeah, I'm trying to see. She was telling me to go to Angel's aunt, and I was trying to pull it, but I don't see it. That's why I'm like, is it on? Is it and is it on Threads, X, or Instagram? Where is it? Oh, on Threads. I'm trying to pull it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Nope. Nope. Don't see it. You would have to send it to me in my email. Like copy and paste it and put in my email. That's the only way I'll be able to get it because I'm not finding it. I just tried to look for it and I do not see it. I'll try one more time. Nope. I don't see it. 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 You sent it to me. Okay. You sent it to me on Threads. Let me go to it on Threads.
Who are the Liberty playing again?
Uh,
They playing. They're playing Portland.
who Liberty?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me go to the top. 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 I was trying to find this other thing that
Oh, the Misfix. Thank you, Big Dog. Thank you, Aunt E.
uh ADP. Just copy and paste it to my email. I can't even see it on here. Let me try to
Connecticut looks
reset it.
like they may get their third win. We'll see.
Let me see if let me try one more time. I just tried to update it. Let's see. Inbox activity. Oh, it told me to close it and open it back up. Hold on, let me open it back up. Oh my gosh, my threads is tripping. My threads is tripping. Let's see. ADP wanted me to see this. Okay, now it says I have a message. Hold on, let me go to it. Let me go to it. So, you sent me a bunch. Is it all the same thing? Okay, let's do the one that says a day ago. All right. Uh-oh. Okay, let's go to the one that says a day ago. Let's pull this one down. Uh-oh. Nope. Let's pull that down. And this is what I want it to be right here. Let me go back. Stop sharing. Screen share. It's share and take it down and share and put it up. Okay, let's get to it. It is threads. I mean X threads. Let's see what it's titled first. There it is. Got it. I know y'all let them. I'm getting there. 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 Okay, and I'm gonna put the whole thing up so we could see the whole thing. Let's see the whole thing.
And they sleep on you? When they sleep on you? Just talk a minute. When they sleep on you, just tuck them in with a big comforter. Put them to sleep. That's it. Enough said, Reebok. Just enough. Just
Oh
tuck them
my
in.
gosh, that's too funny. That's
When they
funny.
sleep on you, just tuck them in.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, she said, when they sleep on you, just tuck them in, tuck them in. Here we go. Now I got her page. I'm gonna have to follow. I gotta skip up. Dang, I gotta take the sound off. Go ahead on, TT. Go ahead on, TT. Go ahead on, TT. Go ahead. Shoot, I can't even listen to sound. I'm about to put y'all on mute so I can hear it. Y'all crazy. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, TT. Let's see. Yeah, she was cooking. When they sleep on you, okay? Okay.
Who's that, Tony? Or is this just a
Uh
compilation of different fans?
no, I think that's her aunt. That's
Oh,
Angel's aunt.
that's Angel's aunt. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because I had asked was that her mother, but I
No,
guess
her
someone
mom
is.
and her mom and aunt looks alike. I think they're twins. So, yeah.
Yeah, they do look alike.
Yeah, they're twins. They're twins. That's why they look alike. That's why they look alike. That's why they look alike. Hey, she said, take that, take that. She said, take that, take that, take that. She didn't worry about nothing y'all
You
talking
know,
about.
Tony, I'm not going to look past tomorrow's game. So I'm
Uh-huh.
not going to bring it up to you for a conversation, but I have to tell you the people in the chat are very, very, very excited on what's going to happen next week if or when Izzy rolls to town with Toronto.
Oh, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. I think
No, the
uh
speculation is will she even show up? And if so,
oh yeah, so
how are the refs going to officiate the game if she even
they're
shows up?
so she's gonna show up because she has to. She's the starter now on the team. Sably is the back. As a matter of fact, let me look. I was just looking at the stats for that. game. Let me go back to it. All right. Let me go back to it because I switched to Washington. Let me go back to that game. Box scores. Washington is ahead on New York. Boy, what were we thinking, Dream, when we lost that game? Anyway, um, Izzy has 15 points now. She's 15-4. The score is 72-61, 43 seconds in the fourth quarter.
Okay, so
And
Izzy fighting for her life.
well,
She trying to.
Izzy's not a bad player. It's just Izzy, I don't know. Is the bottom line is this.
She's functional.
Has
She was never a bad player. She's
yeah,
functional.
she's not the best player, but she's a player that can get some things done if she's given the opportunity, right? She's played on several different teams, and this Chicago was supposed to be her next her forever home after she got there, right? Because she was supposed to be coming into a winning team. Kai was supposed to be there. They had Dana. They were trying to get some more players. They had Diamond the Shields. They had all of these players, right? That was supposed to be there. And Izzy was supposed to be the next man up. It was supposed to be Izzy and uh Williams. They were supposed to be your starters in the backcourt, but you had Camilla. So Camilla was going to come in. Camilla was going to play. I don't know if Camilla was going to go ahead and either take E Will's spot or if E Will was going to be playing, and then nevertheless, uh, you know, Izzy was supposed to. She was still coming back from her injury, so I guess she felt like she needed to be on the floor in order to get the reps and work her way through, just like I guess they did the next year to uh to E Will. Let's see. Hold on, Tony. New York is doing just fine. Sabrina is kind of messy. She's kind of messing up. Yeah, she messed up the other night too. She got to realize she just got back and they put her in the starting lineup. They should have let her come off the bench until she got herself back into rhythm. But back to this, Izzy was supposed to be a starter, and she was supposed to be the future uh, player, post player down there with the mixture of Camilla, and it just didn't happen. They did not expect Angel to be the player that she was. So Angel came in, Angel showed dominance, and Angel won the spot. As the movie says, never let a freshman take your spot, right? It's like she's a freshman, she's a rookie. Never let a rookie take your spot. Well, the rookie took her spot. But not only that, she was mad at Teaspoon because Teaspoon, she and Dana Evans both felt like Teaspoon showed Angel too much uh girth, right? Angel was the showmanship. Angel, Angel, Angel. So they got mad. She got mad. Both of them got mad, right? Because Dana lost her spot too, because Dana was too busy trying to fight for something else, and then she wanted to leave because then she got her spot taken
But as I,
by
but as
Lindsay
I,
Allen. So it's just so many different things. Like that happened. Plus, she also, I think she said something either on social media and the Reese's piece, the Barbies, they went after her. They were cutthroat nasty to her, and it hurt her because she's never had to deal with that vitriol before. So now you have to deal with it. She didn't like
I
that.
think a lot of that had to
Yeah.
do with Teaspoon's
No, it,
dismissal.
well, it's not just the system, right?
No,
Even if
I
someone
said
else.
Teaspoon's dismissal.
Oh, no. Because they did this and they didn't know Teaspoon was gonna be dismissed. Of course, they put the bug in Jeff's ear. They put it in his ear, and as you notice, they ran to the podium and did what they needed to do before Teaspoon got there because Teaspoon was always out there with our players for the interview. Well, they went out before her. I mean, they ran in there before her. They gave their little spiel. Teaspoon comes in to sit down and the room is cold. The room is cold because of what they just said. So Izzy got some animosity there that she needs to let go. She was the veteran who needed to show those two rookies the league, show them what they needed to do, help them improve, help them on the little things. She was so busy worried about herself and her own minutes that she didn't do that. In the beginning, she did. Angel took her to a concert, all this stuff, to the Meg Thee
Yeah.
Stallion concert. and all that stuff, right? But as the season went on and she didn't get to play, I mean, it is what it is. Izzy got in the game and she wasn't ready yet. She did not perform. Now, when Angel got hurt, mind you, we're almost the last 7 games of the season, right? So now
Right.
she gets to play. She gets to play, but you had all season to get yourself right. So when she came in and she played, she put up 17 points that game. She put up 17 points that game. So she's just a one of those players that is a stickler for mess, right? So why not start mess with where you are and you pick on rookies. Well, not rookies, but rookie.
Oh,
Because
I oh
one,
oh.
she had the clout, she had the money, she had the fame, she had everything that people want, right? And she had the fans. And so what the fans said what they said, right? Y'all know what she went through. And here you are, a veteran, doing nonsense based off of something that happened 2 years ago,
But
right? You had an opportunity in New York last year, but you had to play behind JJ and a couple other players. So therefore you didn't get to be the Izzy. So Izzy gonna put up, she's gonna put up 13, 14, 15 points a game. I think that that's definitely her game. Right now, Sably is still out. So when Nara Sably come back, that's Sably's spot. So the best thing that she can do is keep showing how well she can play, because then maybe she can stay in the starting lineup and they can take Laura out. But Laura is just having a bad game. I don't know what they're gonna do, right? It would just be different, but that's Sably's spot. And
but
Izzy plays behind Sably, so she's still not a true starter. She's only starting because Sably.
oh, absolutely. And to me, that's what makes her so batshit crazy, what you just said. Where Angel had the money, she had the fame, she had the appreciation from the coach, and she had to play on the court. So
Yeah,
even if you felt that way, right? If you're a thinker, if you have common sense, right?
yeah,
Kind of like our CC discussion versus Boston and Angels. Like, okay, Kara Lawson's here. I needs to chill. I needs to behave a certain way. And for Izzy, she should know that she was never going to win that battle, number one. And two, what's the animosity for? Because, I know when I say it flippantly. So I'm trying to say it nicely today. But you weren't a legitimate bona fide starter before, and you weren't a legitimate bona fide starter after. Sorry, the mic got popped out. It doesn't
no, you're
matter.
good.
It doesn't matter what Teaspoon told you,
Yeah, you
because
just
it's
gotta
the
stay.
WNBA. People are wrong and people get lied to all the time. Like, this is the WNBA. Like
But they
it
gotta understand, MSL is, it's not a lie, right?
and things,
You
yeah, things
you see
change.
how raw, Angel was, right? Angel was raw. Again, people didn't think that she would make it in the league. People thought that she would come and she would make it. She would
See, I
come
never
get
felt that way. I
20.
just thought
I
that was
mean, of course
the
I
negative
did.
thing they had
That's
against her.
I'm going by what she was told, right? And what she's saying was said to her, that she's not gonna make it in the league. Like, she'll go and she'll be as good as college, right? She's
Just,
tall, but whatever.
just
Now
like we
she
knew
gets
she wasn't gonna
there.
go to Atlanta and be the fifth option, like a lot of idiots were saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, right? But then she comes and she shows why she's so dominant and why she played the way she played and why she's at the top, why she did what she did, why she took her team and led her team in every night. And also, they just needed to look at the rebounds and the scoring. She's always been a 15, 18 plus scorer and more, with anywhere from 14 to 19 rebounds in college, right? It was very rare that she had under 11 rebounds.
Yeah,
If
in
you did,
college, believe it or not,
it was a rough night in college if you did that.
except for the year she broke her foot in
Yeah,
college, right? She started off averaging 17 and a half as a freshman, and
yeah,
then she broke the foot, and then I guess how that worked out, it ended up being 10, but before she broke her foot, it was 17 and change.
yeah,
And then in her sophomore year, she was 17 and change, and she led the team in scoring. That was her last year with the team when she left. And then when she went to LSU in her junior year, she averaged 23, 24 points a game and 15 rebounds. And then in her last year with Morrow and HVL coming there, she still averaged 18.7 points a game,
Yeah.
down from the 23 points. So you're right. In college, she was always an 18 plus percent, 17 plus percent scorer. But for whatever reason, people seem to forget all that in
It's not that they
2024 when
forgot,
she
they just
entered the
don't care
draft.
because people
Exactly.
don't it was most people that were doing what they were doing and still doing what they do don't watch the game. They didn't watch her. They just saw that, hey, this somebody post this and somebody went ham on her for the John Cena and then the whole world just jumped in on it. So nobody, before that very moment, Angel was loved. When I say loved, people loved her. Her fans loved her. The social media loved her. It didn't matter. She didn't have all that negative publicity. It came when she did that. And it just flipped the script because just the negative that came in
And
off of the positive part of
I think the
her channel.
WNBA drilled down on that when she was entering the league.
Yeah, they ain't drilled down on that. They still got that girl going through stuff. But you take and you delete, and I'm gonna repeat what another podcaster said, right? And she actually showed it, right? The league itself takes the comments of Cece, the negative comments of Cece, and they delete them.
I
The
believe
ones
that, but
that
I didn't know
Angel
that, but
get
I believe that.
stay there. The ones that Angel get stay there. The
And that
ones
lets
that
you
the other
know
players in the
exactly
league
what
get
you're dealing with.
stay there. So
And,
Cece's the only one and it's known. She showed it. She showed it on her channel. It's
and
known that they're deleted. She showed where it was there and then she showed where it was
And you
no
know
longer
what? Ultimately, that's gonna not only backfire for the league, but that's gonna backfire for CC because this is one of the reasons why there's been a slow building groundswell where people are just tired of this girl. They don't like this girl. They hate this girl because at the end of the day, the person who they tried to promote as the evil one, Angel, is actually the sweet, nice one. And the one they try to promote as a sweet little girl is actually the one with all the issues and all the problems. And they can try to hide it as much as they want, but YouTubers are going to keep clipping those games where she acts like Linda Blair and The Exorcist, and they're going to post them all over YouTube. And ultimately, it's going to shame and embarrass the league or her team enough to where they're going to have to do something about it. And this is why I always say we always need to speak up in how Angel is being improperly officiated, because you have to say it often enough to where the league or ESPN, etc., they know that it's out there and they know that people are talking about it, and now they
I
have to
know.
do something about it. Otherwise, they're going to be accused of being shysters.
Yeah,
You know,
let
almost.
me get the let me get the let me get the let me get the super chat. Let me get the super chat. Thank you. Look at this. I got another one. I got another one. William Goins. How you doing, my boy? Thank you so much. Gifted one court vision with So Pretty Tony, a membership. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Rolling up, rolling up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. And then after this, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. So I'll let you finish your soliloquy on that MSL.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Now I was gonna let you finish up on that on your soliloquy.
Oh no, I was just saying that that she. You remember the last thing I said? Sorry, I was actually reading some of the chat. What was the last
Yeah, I
thing
know.
I?
Once you start reading the chat, it kind of throws you off. Well, I mean, it was basically dealing with the messages that were the negative comments and messages for CC were being
I remember now.
removed
No,
by the league, and
I
then
remember now.
using
Basically,
everybody
what I
else's
was saying.
today.
Basically, what I was saying was the league is really setting CC up for a big fall, and also their credibility, because as more and more people realize that they were duped about her on the basketball side, not that she's not a good basketball player, obviously she is, not that she's not a talented basketball player, obviously she is, but all the things that she either doesn't do well or she can't do on the basketball court versus what we were told when she came in. More and more people are realizing this because when they watch her play, they can't always put their finger on it, but she doesn't look like someone when you actually watch her play that looks like what they're saying she is, right? She moves a little slower. Her play style looks a little older, and I guess because of how she dominates the ball and the high usage rate, you're not used to seeing someone just always have the ball in their hand and dribble in circles and kind of meander around, and then when someone's open, she makes a pass. It's a basic pass, but it's a pass. I think people are like, well, what's going on here? But then when they see the high volume shooting, the streakiness, the constant stiff arms because she can't get explosion or clearance to get by her defender. So she always has that stiff arm, or she has to get picks. And
Yeah,
even when
well,
she does dribble to the basket like yesterday, it still looks like it's in slow motion. Like it doesn't look
yeah,
like.
I don't wanna be down on her. I don't wanna be down on her. I don't wanna be down on
No,
her
but I'm
'cause
just saying when you combine that and also the histrionics and the Linda Blair impression from The
mhm,
Exorcist, I
yeah,
think people are like, and then the fact that she's not getting teched up and she's
uh-huh.
shooting in some games 15, 14 free throws. I think it's coming to a boil, and a lot of people have had enough. And I think if the league continues to protect her, it's just going to blow up in their faces at some point because Indiana was lucky they won 4 games in a row, and I think the Dream were a part of that because, like I said, if the Dream would have stomped them out that game, and I forgot who they played after, Washington, and then Washington let them off the hook in Washington and the Dream. But if they would have lost those games, people would have said they would have been out of playoff contention, and
Yeah,
then the criticism would have really, really
yeah.
came
That
down
would
on them.
and guess what? That would have been just fine. That would have been just fine. But I do gotta get over to this Liberty game.
Sure.
I do thank you, MSL. Always, always, always. Chat, y'all are the best. I'm watching the comments. That's what I was doing a minute ago while MSL was talking. I was checking y'all out. Hey, continue to do what y'all doing. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you rocking with me. Always, always. And if you have not hit that like button on your way out, do me a huge, huge favor. I need you to hit the like button. There's nothing else. It's free. You don't have to spend any money. You don't have to take it to a different realm. What you can also do is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. It's just a button, and then there's a bell. You can hit that bell so you're notified every time I drop. And that's where I'm at with that. Now, let's do this. I want to again say thank you to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna just say this: what a basketball game we saw. It was great. I enjoyed it. I hope to enjoy tomorrow's game. I hope that the shenanigans isn't going to go too far and the game is officiated correctly. The Atlanta Dream showed resilience, toughness, and a championship caliber level type of composure in that particular game last night. And Angel Reese continued her outstanding season with another double double, while the entire roster stepped up when it mattered most. So, and what I mean by that, when Angel was out, Angel had those 4 fouls, and she went out. They just played. They stepped up and they played a really good game, even from the bench standpoint. If you could get the bench to do that often, that's always a plus. Everyone got to get in the game last night except for Navarre. I don't know what's going on and why Navarre can't get in there, but guess what? Marina Rabury, I just want to let y'all know this has started lighting it up over there with Connecticut. She had
Yeah, it's
11
only a
points,
6 point game now, right?
and now no, now it's a 4 point game. She's gone for 30. Now, guess what? It is a 1 point game. So Marina Mabry said, "Forget the rest of y'all. I will get us up here, and I will get us the win."
That would be
Uh,
amazing without Sykes and Kiki if she can pull. Well, then again, they're playing Connecticut, but
I
if she
thought
can pull them to
Connecticut
a
was
win,
going to be able to pull it off, but they still got 4 minutes. That's why I got to get over there. I know that they're gonna tune into some of that game. And while they tune into some of that game, uh, I'm going to go ahead and close this out so we can get out of here. But
All
again,
righty.
don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Make sure you share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Bring them on over to the channel. Good conversation. Um, absolutely make sure one last time you hit that like button on the way out. And guess what? Join me on the next Court Vision with So Pretty Tony with women's basketball coverage. For right now, I don't have another sport that's going on right now. I'm trying to wait. I saw college track and field. I wanted to cover some of that, but it's just nah,
Yeah,
nah.
Mabry's
Maybe I'm
eight
gonna
for
wait for the pros.
11 with three
Yeah,
pointers. Isn't the record
right.
Ryan Howard's 9?
Say again.
I think Ryan Howard has the WNBA record for 9 3-pointers in a game, right? Mabry has 8 right now, and she's 8 for 11, a
Yeah,
ridiculous
let's
percentage.
just let's just see. Yeah, she 8 for 11. I gotta see who actually has the record. But again, guys, c'est la vie. Thank you again, MSL chat. I
Thank
am
you, Tony.
out of here. You are welcome, and I will catch you all on the next rebound.